as we head to Crash Zone Alpha.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Apparently I'm triggering people with your video.
With my video? Okay.
Yeah, because we were talking and I just...
This channel have borne witness to some of the most famous naval battles in history. Now, the storied cliffs of Dover provide the inspiration and backdrop for a naval clash of epic proportions. This is Crash Zone Alpha. Crash Zone Alpha is a 42 by 42 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from southwest to northeast. The A cap is in the bottom left, B is in the center, and C is in the top right. In the center and southwest, both A and B caps provide at least a modicum of cover for radar cruisers looking to support friendly destroyers as they vie for control of each cap. The islands that hug the borders of these two capture zones are tall enough to provide cover and close enough that their radar envelopes will cover the entire capture area. Digging out an entrenched radar ship will be but one of the many challenges teams will face while vying for control of each of these two cap zones. To the northeast, Capture Area C is a much riskier play for cruisers. The islands here are smaller and farther back from the capture zone, making it much more destroyer-friendly. Battleships seeking better firing angles on enemies farther south are likely to find what they're looking for up here, but pushing too far north or east can be a very risky play. Crash Zone Alpha is proving to be a unique and challenging map for teams to build strategies for. Has one of the teams in this match formulated a winning strategy? Let's find out. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Crash Zone Alpha. All right, welcome to Game 3 of this semifinal match here on NA in King of the C9, PWP versus 07. PWP up 2-0. That means this is win or go home. 07, every game now an elimination game. PWP.
Yeah, it's up to 07 to win this, and once again, they're staying with 3 destroyers. Sorry to preempt you there.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say, I don't see any lineup changes for PWP. It's been working so far. They're sticking with it. I don't even see any changes for 07. Every single one of these games has been close. It's not as if they, these have been steamrolls one way or the other. So, we'll see how it goes. Kirov into B. Who's into B for you, Zath?
That would be our Shimakaze Dragon. Interesting, he's in a Shimakaze.
Yeah, he's gone back to the Shima. Gone back to the Shima on this map, presumably because there's just a lot more open water for torpedo angles, I'm assuming. Now,
yeah.
PWP is going, like, they're all almost to a man going to sea. Right? Every single ship on the board is headed basically north, northwest, northeast or northeast, some combination of. So whoever's at A and whoever's on that bottom end of the map is basically free to do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Potato, I mean, there's a pretty heavy force going to A, but interestingly enough, we've got Big Ben in the Kremlin and Invader Zim. They're about to touch tips over there, looking south of BCAT. They should be spotted now, or at least Big Ben is.
We can see Ben and we can see Zim.
Torpedoes going into CCAP from Ashen Wolf in the Summers and Dragon in the Shimakaze as torpedoes go right past Dragon there. That was pretty close.
Oh, just like previous games, 07 with an early cap advantage here, bagging A, holding B steady. We only see the Moskva and the Kremlin, Zath. We have no idea where any of the rest of the ships are. Haven't seen a single one. They know that the Shima is up north because his torpedo salvos have been spotted. In fact, no, he's not going to get any torpedoes. It looks like he might get some torpedoes on Miku, but that didn't occur.
Kirov is detected now via radar from Invader Zim and the Moskva.
Big Kremlin salvo going out looking for him as PWP continuing to click on C10. Somebody down south putting shells on Kirov, but we don't know who it is. We can't see them. Lots of clicking on D10 now. I'm assuming somebody's RPF is pointing over there.
Probably. There's a lot of pinging going on at F3 right now.
Well, that's interesting because we don't have. There's nobody in that square. There's a Smolensk in D3 that's just chilling out. He's just sitting there. Moskva radar does manage to push Kirov off the cap long enough for someone to bag it for 07.
Dragon.
There you go. As more torpedoes coming through the top end of the sea cap, but not finding anybody. Dolphin Prince is set up. Ghost of a Smile spotted here. Dolphin set up to kite. Not sure how Ghost is spotted, but Dolphin getting in some good salvos. Big hit there. Willing to take a risk just to continue to land copious quantities of these shells onto Ghost's daring. Kirov contesting B, holding the gap open, about 50 points here, 5 minutes gone. Both teams looking for kind of an early advantage here. A bunch of torpedoes moving through the B cap. Looks like two Shimo salvos, but not getting anything out of those. Nothing to hit. I'm kind of... we still have not seen any 07 ships down in the A cap, Zath. We have no idea what's down there. So, help me out.
They've capped A.
Yes.
And they have the general feeling that PWP is pushing more for C cap. So, the A group is coming around now and working their way up.
So what's happened? PWP has done something similar. They've driven Quincy's Stalingrad and Shinjo's Moskva. An info radar from the Stalingrad finds Dragon and Beaver's Des Moines as Williams Kremlin down south opened fire. But they've rotated those two ships back towards the B cap as the Kremlin, the Des Moines, that's Silamain, Miku's Kremlin, and Fever's Smolensk are still way up on the B line, continue to try and hook around. I think their plan is to try and come down the 10 line.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. So 07 is kind of set up to kite away at C cap, and they got to wait for their team at A to push. Now, Zim is sitting bow on to Miku, and kind of also bow on essentially to UNSC. He's reversing, and he should be able to mitigate most of the damage coming his way.
Beaver takes a decent hit in his Smolensk back there. 7 minutes gone, 07 working out to about a 90-point lead as they reorient their forces. To my mind, Zap, from where we are at right now, the key for 07, they hold B. They must continue to hold B, right? They have to work their radars in close. They can never let PWP hold or capture B, because if they do, they'll almost... just getting back into it will be impossible. We no longer have eyes on any ships on 07 but the Summers and the Moskva. That's Ashen Wolf Summers and Dolphin Princess's Moskva. Sorry, Smolensk. We can see him now. I guess somebody must have Selamain must have his radar up. Yep, because they're continuing to pour shells into Ashen.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Ashen. I mean, he's at 7K. He's going to have to...
Ooh, they got him lit right at the end. He's burning now. Or at least he was.
Dolphin Princess needs to get himself shot at.
Well, Dolphin just took a decent hit, about 10K, as he left the smoke. We see now torpedoes coming in through that gap that Quincy and Shinjo's Moskva are sitting in. That tells us that Dragon, one of the Summers, that must be Potato, is way up over in E2 or something.
He's in E3 actually.
There we go.
F3. Heading to E3, but he's smoking up William the Dank and B cap. Something's in B cap. What is it?
Yep.
Oh, it's the Daring Kirov.
Yep, Kirov. Yep, Kirov's back into B. I was just going to point that out. I've got to drive him out of there if they want to hold this cap. And if they lose this cap, Zath, I don't know how they're going to come back to this game. There we go. They do succeed in driving Kirov off the cap. Lots of torpedoes filtering up through the positions of of the various ships in sea. Miku taking 2 Shimakaze torps.
Whoa. That's big.
Yep.
Yeah.
07 now, again, as in previous games, about a 150-point lead as we approach the halfway mark of the match. This is the same position they've been in virtually every match today, and they've lost the other two. I'm sorry, every game in this match, and they've lost the other 2 games. So certainly can't take anything for granted here. Beaver Hunters Des Moines radared, having to reverse. That pulls him out of the line of fire, although Miku's got Kremlin shells falling on him from the north.
Yeah, we got some torps coming in on Quincy and Shino, but no.
Beaver takes a huge hit. Huge AP salvo through his deck. Having to heal. Smolensk
He's gonna have
shells.
to get into that island.
Yeah, Smolensk shells starting to fall on that part of the map now. He's healing. He might get, but he did get ticked back up over 10k as he snuggles back up to the island again. 07's trading very well. Their board position is set up decently to hold this cap. I think for me, Zath, if it were me, if I had the opportunity, I'd pull the Des Moines out and I'd send the Salem into his position. The Salem, that's not good enough, I think. Yeah, he's got way more health.
Well, I think Beaver is kind of stuck. If they try to get him out, he'll get detected, possibly. But you're right. I think it makes sense to try to get not good enough to go back and swap. The question is, will they actually go about doing that?
I don't know. 9 minutes. Both PWP Darings now near the top end of the B cap. Kirov reversing in. Ooh, he's got a big torpedo salvo coming in.
Beaver recently used radar, and I almost wonder if he doesn't want to leave so that he could radar again. He's relatively safe there, but if the UNSC gets around, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. I tell you, Zach,
Shimakaze torps have been spotted.
One of the things that I don't like Miku's board position. Both battleships have basically lines of fire directly through the center of the B cap. As long you don't have any way to work angles or get shells coming in from different angles at all. They're calling for focus fire on Beaver.
Shinjo takes 2 torps. He's at 2k health.
Woo! Yes, I see that now. Yep, Shinjo's
focus fire being called.
Shindo under a tremendous amount of threat here. 2,300 HP. Both PWP destroyers into the B cap now. They're pushing Beaver back. They do bag the B cap now, and yet at the moment, it's not enough. 07's lead at 210 points. More shells coming in looking for Shinjo. They get him.
Hey, there's William the Dank finally seeing himself flexing his muscle.
First kill of the game going to 07 here. PWP does finally break into the B cap, but according to the timer, it's not going to happen fast enough. 07 about to cross over 900 points. There they do. So 2.5 minutes on the timer. If nothing changes, 07 wins. All they have to do is not die and hold what they have.
Now, this is the first time we've seen this happen.
That 07 comes this close to
Well, that it's up to 07 to lose. Like,
yes.
We haven't seen that so far. It's been PWP.
Well, right.
Kind of driving this game.
07's gotten close a couple of times, but hasn't been able to quite get over the hump.
Oh, Fever just hammered.
Yeah, Fever down to 3k. A bunch of torpedoes coming in on Quincy. He's going to take at least 2 Summers torps into Quincy. He's also getting kind of low there. Fever on 5k. Dank's Kremlin shells coming in. No dice.
Wow.
Quincy
USNC might take a torp here.
Several PWP ships quite low. But we've seen it before. They've done a really good job of managing their health and pulling ships under threat back when they need to. 07 looking like they might be able to, looking good to pull this game out, but they've still got 60 seconds they have to stay alive. Quincy's under threat now on double fires at 10,000 and falling. If they bag Quincy, I think the game's going to be over.
Well, yeah. I mean, he is extremely low, 7K health.
Now Williams going to
6K,
take Williams going to
5K.
take a torp, but it's probably not going to be enough to finish him off. Yep, he's healing now.
That's it.
They do get Quincy, and there's the game. 07 playing for their playoff lives here, forcing a game 4.
I'll tell you what, man. I am really glad to hear that this is not a
sweep.
Done deal. Yes.
Me too. 07, you know what else, Seth? Look at that. They didn't lose a ship.
This is the 07 that we're used to.
Yes.
I'm not sure what happened the past couple games, but this game they looked solid.
Well, I'm not going to lie.
Ready? They looked practiced.
The first game, they looked really good. They just had a couple of breaks, a couple of things that didn't quite go their way. This game, just pole to pole, very solid, right? Very solid.